Okay, here we go again on this chainsaw. I've got it completely torn apart, and I wanted to show you what it looks like complete. This is how it looks like when it comes to you. The chain, by virtue of the chain being turned by this, by the motor, the chain is on the inside through this sprocket. See a sprocket hooks into that sprocket. You can see how dirty it is on the inside. That's because when the chain goes through the tree or whatever you're cutting, that residue comes right back through here. So it's probably you're going to have to tear it apart and clean it every time you use it, or it's just going to have that residue build up. But let me turn it back to Ann and let her. Okay, now I've pretty well gone in and cleaned. I've pretty well gone in and cleaned the inside of this thing. Like I said, this is how it looked when I got it. Now, remember the chain, when you put the chain back on here, the chain these sprockets have to be on the inside. And these sprockets fit around try to get it in close on that, fit in around the bottom of the drive gear, because this is a drive gear. Okay, I'll turn it back over. Okay, now we got this bar. The bar is what guides the chainsaw chain.
You got some stuff on it.
And yeah, thought I had it clean. And there's a groove here, right here. That groove, that's where that, and it's also this gives you, this is that Swiss rollers. Part of this Swiss roller is part of this extra long life blade, and that helps drive. It just helps guide around the bar. It's a transition. It's what you call a transition. Now this chainsaw has to go in this little tray in the guide, and you got to pull it and give it. You got to give it a little stuff there, and get it all in. Now here's where wife and I had a hard time, because we didn't have the knowledge transferred to us by Charles and Hank. In that once we got this on there, you see how I really can't recommend this chainsaw very much, because my heavens, it's made of plastic, it's Chinese, and this probably before Trump puts the 30% tariff. But anyway, you can see how dirty this is. And tried my best. See, and it got hot, so the plastic has been upset somewhat. Okay, now I'm not going to belabor that point. So what I'm going to do is put this little rubber guide protection unit. See how it fits down that little slot. Now, this is important. There's a spot here that you got to line up. This is a blade adjustment. Chainsaw blade adjustment is right here, and there's the screw, the set screw, or screwdriver, and multi-purpose screwdriver. And where we were having trouble is getting this band. This is a band when you throw your bar forward, and I'll show you that in a little bit. When you throw your bar forward, that slows down the drive gear. So anyway, this has to be lined up with that spot right there. See that little spot right there? That spot has to line up. Now I've got it where it's lined up, I think. If not, then we're gonna.
Something just fell in there.
So, anyway, you put this on top, but you got to have this handle has to go forward, because when the handle goes forward, it expands this out so it fit over the top. So the handle is forward. Okay, then I put this down on here. And that isn't lined up with that yet, so it won't go down. So you have to adjust that back, because that's what's going to get this blade. That's what gets this blade taut the way it's got to be. Now that helped a little bit by bringing it forward. And here's where we had all of our problems. So it's got to be right around that area. So what we're going to do here is move it back.
You're covering up.
Okay. Put it back down on there. See, it's still not quite, hadn't slipped down yet. It's not quite right. Now we're going to stop it a minute because it's getting too long, and I'll get this lined up and I'll show you what happens when I get it lined up. It takes a minute. Thank you.